I remember the first time when John called me up and he was saying to me, Itzhak, he says, I'm doing this music score for a film called Schindler's List. And I said, tell me a little bit about it. And he just gave me a little synopsis about it. And he said, I hear a violin. That's what I hear. He says, would you play that? And I said to myself, well, I don't know. Let me think about it. I actually thought about it instead of just saying, yeah, I'll do it. It took me a few hours to realize, what it was that he was talking about. And then I always I said to myself, I wonder what he's going to do. Because, after all, it's John Williams who wrote E.T., wrote Star Wars, and what would he do with the Jewish theme? And he was quite amazing, and then I looked at the score and I played the music, and it was such an amazing experience. And I can tell you that wherever I go around the world, it doesn't matter whether it's in the Far East or whether it's in South America or whether it's in the United States, they ask me to play the theme from Schindler's List. That's like the only piece, and everybody gets so engrossed in this piece. And it's a very simple tune, but John just did something to it that gave it this feeling of an emotional happening. And that's more power to the way he composes. It's amazing. One of the things about the way the music was used in the film Schindler's List is that it was not only where it was used when it came to actually what was happening, but there were many places where there was no music at all, which made such a dramatic impact. So then when the music comes in, it's so much more meaningful. I always tell my students, I said, you don't always have to worry about what you play, but the spaces, the pauses. And there's nothing more dramatic or intense than to hear a pause between pieces of music. And I think that in putting the music for Schindler's List, there were a lot of pauses, and just let the people concentrate on what was happening on the screen, and then the music came in, and it made it so much more meaningful. Well, you know that John Williams won his first Oscar for his adaptation of Jerry Bach's music of Fiddler on the Roof. And what's fascinating me again is that he had to deal with stuff that was already written. So I think that what I'm playing, which is a cadenza, with some of the themes, is all John. Where he actually, used the music that was already there and made it something of his own, something a little more personal. Again, it's totally successful. It has the flavor of shall I say, the Jewishness of the play, of the music. So it's one of those things where you really are amazed at an ability of a composer, not just to write the notes, but to give the flavor to the notes depending on what there is on the screen.